What's happening, members of the league? Commissioner Mike here. Rolling out the second 5 weeks of your upcoming schedule. I actually have started to build a spreadsheet as well that actually has a spot in it for all my winners of the games at the same time. Derek Naberta right now, I have you going 2 and 3. So I will be reviewing those as well. I haven't decided if I'll do that in this video or do that after I reveal the whole schedule. I don't know. I'll decide later. So I also put in not only the matchup of the week, but also the upset of the week in that spreadsheet. So it could be a nice, interesting read, interesting find for people. And of course, this is a much too early mock record possibility spreadsheet because there's been, obviously there's a lot of teams that have to draft a lot of rookies. There are teams that have a lot of money in free agency, so this could all change a little bit. So, let's get going on week 6. Week 6, Mr. Scott. You're interested in this week because you're playing me, Mike Moe. The rivalry continues. This year-over-year is typically one of the bigger games that goes on in the league. However, I don't think I ever showed up to play last year due to injuries. Year before, though, we did have some really good games where our teams were both fully healthy. I think at the end of the year, Scott and I will probably have 2 of the top, I'll say 4 records overall. Maybe 3, maybe 2, who knows. So that's the big game in week 6. We also had Derek Moe against Derek Naberta. Derek Naberta really needs that win according to my records. Jared versus Mike Samuels. Derek Lehman versus Doug. Eric against Andy. The brothers battle, Helmholtz style. And Roger versus Jason. Jason, you're my upset pick of the week, just so you're aware in that game. So one game that's going to be very meaningful overall as far as records, projections. Actually, I'm going to go as far as saying 2 because Eric and Andy play each other. If me and Scott did it, that would be the game of the week. Week 7, we're going to have Roger against myself, Mike Moe. Eric against Jared. Derek Lehman against Derek Mostrom. Ooh, that could be a fun game. Derek Naberta versus Jason. Jason, you again are my upset pick of the week over Derek Naberta. Scott versus Andy. Andy, you're my upset of the week pick number 2 in the game of the week for week 7. Scott and Andy, this one will end up having some big playoff implications as well. And you'll see why once I reveal different records and everything. But it should be a good game. Andy's redoing his team quite a bit. Scott's really standing pat throughout this whole time. I'm not really sure what Scott's looking to do, but I think week 7 he may end up having a couple buys, maybe a couple injuries, and that's going to end up hurting him in week 7. And then Mike Sam versus Doug. So that's right. I have Scott losing 2 games in a row after winning his first 5. Gosh, spoiler alert again. Okay. Week 8, Roger goes up against Derek Moe. And your game of the week, the Hurricane against Mike Moe. Eric, I'm going to pick you as the upset of the week over myself for a lot of the same reasons I just took Andy over Scott last week. Again, I haven't even looked at buys at all. I did that on purpose. Eric and I talked about the skill scheduling thing, I think just a couple days ago. But just for all fair purposes, we both did not look at buys, obviously, at all. But week 8, big battle, Eric and Mike Moe. Derek Lehman and Jared will be playing each other. Derek Naberta against Doug. I know Naberta talks a lot of trash about Doug's team. Says Doug's team's weak, soft, does not have any depth. But I'm still going to end up taking Doug to win. Scott goes up against Jason and Mike Samuels against Andy. Week 9, we have that same Mr. Andy against Roger to start off the week. And then a back-to-back game of the week setup. Eric actually goes up against Doug. I'm going to switch the roles here. I'm going to say that Doug actually wins. Now, this is really pressing it a little bit just because we know it's week 9. Doug's going to have some injuries happening to him. But I still think he pulls it out over Eric. In the upset of the week, I'm going to take Derek Lehman over Jason. That's not Derek Lehman's first win, though. Another little fun side note. Jared goes up against Roberta. I think that's going to be a very interesting and exciting game to watch. That is going to have playoff implications, possible bet implications. That could be a lot happening there. Derek Moe against Scott, and then the fight of the Mikes, Mike Moe against Mike Samuels. And finally, in Week 10, we have Roger versus Doug to start off the week. We have Eric, the Hurricane, against Jason. Good friendly rivalry there. Layman against Andy. Jared against Scott. Derek Moe against Mike Sam. And I'm picking my brother for the upset of the week that week. And then in the game of the week, the game we've all been waiting for, Mike Moe against Derek Roberta. I'm taking myself. Roberta doesn't have a chance. This is really strictly because a lot of these other games, I guess Jared and Scott possibly could have a lot of playoff implication information happening. But I think myself and Derek Roberta have set ourselves up for a rivalry via our bets, and I don't really think he stands a chance. So here's what I decided to do. After the first 5 weeks, I'm going to tell you what record I think you guys will have, and then after the first 10 weeks. So it's going to be a little two-parter. And I've actually split this up game by game, which you'll see on the spreadsheet, but that's a lot of time to go over. After the first 5 weeks, I have the following. Scott in the lead with a 5-0 record. Then we have Douglas, Andy, Eric, and myself all at 4-1. The person sneaking in with the number 6 seed, Mike Samuels at 3-2. We then have Jared at 2-3, Derek Roberta at 2-3, Roger at 2-3, Derek Moe at 1-4, and Jason and Layman at 0-5. So that's the first 5 weeks set up. I now want to implement the next 5 weeks. This is our new record after 10 weeks. Doug starts taking the lead at 9-1, followed by Eric, Andy, Scott, and myself all at 8-2. Jared at 5-5 has now leapfrogged Samuels and into the playoffs. Roger, Mike Samuels, Derek Roberta, all 3-7. Yes, Roberta, I'm giving you credit. You actually get almost as many wins this year so far as you did in the last 2 years combined. And then, next year after that, we're going to have Jason, Derek Moe, and Derek Layman all at 2-8. So you really see the separation in our league. A lot of this is because of, again, matchups, how they kind of set up throughout the first 10 weeks. But there also are a lot of unknowns. So I'm going really strictly off of rosters this year and then past overall performance. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this little session. I will go ahead and try to finish the rest of this up either tonight or tomorrow, hopefully. And then I'll also send out the spreadsheet just to kind of get your guys' thoughts on who you think I picked right, who you think I picked wrong. And I may even keep this spreadsheet and keep this going throughout the year to see how things change. Maybe we'll do another one after the rookie draft, the free agency draft, etc., because everything will change. So appreciate it, gentlemen. Have a good Thursday. Go Bears.